Hi everyone, welcome to Raising Vibrations with myself, Simon. Today I'm going to be continuing with my series on Pluto in the houses, and this is kind of an interesting thing that I've been doing recently because I've been kind of like getting a little bit of momentum about the nature of Pluto and how it actually exists in our astrology charts even more by just sharing with you guys some small sort of aspects of how it can actually possibly be, and hopefully helping a little bit within the astrological community, sharing and expanding our awareness of it. So today, Pluto in Cancer, or Pluto in the fourth house, and this is a very interesting dynamic, really, to be honest. Just before I go ahead and chat about this, I just want to let everybody know that if this is the first time you're watching this video, I highly suggest that you go over to the introduction video, as it shares a lot of information about how Pluto manifests or works within your astrology chart and how you as a person experience it. And so that will definitely help a little bit, because I'm not going to be talking much about what Pluto means, but more along the lines of how it actually interacts with the sign Cancer, or the fourth house. Okay, so when we're looking at Pluto in the fourth house or in Cancer, we are looking at the dynamic of emotional security. Okay, and when Pluto is located in the fourth house, we generally are looking at souls in which they've experienced one or two of their parents not providing them with the emotional needs that they are required to have within this lifetime. So if you've got Pluto in the fourth house, if you just look around to see what type of parental dynamics you had within your life, you maybe have had one parent that was not available, or you had both parents but one of them was emotionally not unavailable for yourself. And the reason why this is the case is because Pluto in itself, when it comes into the fourth house, is transmuting the nature of your emotional sense, your understanding of your ego. And it is completely and utterly transforming it. And so when we're looking at the actual rest of the chart, you'd probably find that there's some very, very strong indicators of a total transformation of the ego within this lifetime. And it can be a very difficult placement to have Pluto, to be honest, because it's in a cardinal sign. So of course, at the end of the day, we're going to be looking at aspects like security, moving 2 steps forward, 1 step back, etc. New ways of being. In fact, one of the things that Pluto has in the fourth house is possibly a gender switch in this lifetime. And so you could be experiencing some emotional experiences that are relative to say, for instance, you've got imbalancements in your male-female sector of your consciousness, and so you might be a female with strong emotions that are, angry, or not angry but man-like, or you might be a man that's got very sort of like soft and feminine qualities to yourself. It's just something where Pluto in the 10th or 4th house can correlate to a gender switch or an upcoming gender switch. So you're experiencing those dualities within those energy patterns, either very masculine or either very feminine. So when Pluto, sort of like comes into the fourth house again, and we're relating to this cardinal aspect, and we're relating to the nature of one of your parents not facilitating or not being available, or not facilitating the emotional needs that you have, it then induces the very thing of having to understand your inner world, your emotional understanding, your emotional inner world. And it keeps on forcing you back in on yourself to understand more about what it is that you are. And the more focus that is forced upon you whenever it is that you have to experience your emotions, the more you are able to transmute the nature of your emotional field, which then in an extension transmutes your ego sense of self. So the home is a very, very strong representation of how you will learn these things. And of course, with Pluto also being in the fourth house, you are looking at the nature of codependency versus the nature of total inner security relative to the self. Okay, if you look at the way that you were born, for instance, there were possibilities with the way that you were born that could definitely show you some interesting factors about Pluto in the fourth, because the actual archetype of Cancer in itself relates to the womb. And so if Pluto's over there, it's definitely ending off some process and allowing something new to begin. So there are going to be a lot of Plutonic, the rug being pulled under your feet experiences, which will shock you into emotional states that will have to acknowledge the fact of what they are and who they are. And you'll have to probably surrender to those emotions quite a lot. So there's an intense emotional association with Pluto in the fourth. And the archetype is to develop this sense of strong emotional representation. This is between Aries and Cancer. and not emotional attachment and codependency, which will then stem from the relationship between Cancer and Libra. Okay, so when Pluto's there, it's locating that. And the evolutionary intent in this lifetime when it comes to Pluto in the 4th house is the relationship of developing inner security, complete and utter inner security, so that when you do actually represent yourself outside in the world again, you are not doing it with the 2 archetypes I just expressed right now, or sorry, the 1 archetype I just expressed right now, complete and utter codependency relative to inner security, or no assertion whatsoever because you're too afraid to act, right? Because of anxiety or fear, etc., etc. And one of the big things that is obviously associated with this Pluto placement is also, again, that when you transform the inner self, you are then, in a sense, allowing for the outer reality to be transformed as well. So it is about the inner and outer reality and the transformation of that, and the gender roles that are associated with this process. Now, when it comes to Pluto in the 4th house, and just like any of the series that I've been doing, these are very sort of like bottom line, basic core principles of what Pluto in the 4th house is. Obviously, when actually understanding the totality of it, you need to include the whole astrology chart and where the Cancer is in terms of the constellation, and where the moon is in the sign as well, and its relationship to planets as well. But this is a very sort of core, basic and understanding of the nature of what it is. So if you're relating to these in some way and you're understanding this and you're seeing it in your life, it's simply because that in order for you to change your ego, to change your emotional field, to remove all the sense of no security, you have to be completely and utterly abandoned emotionally to develop your own sense of security and your own sense of understanding and your own sense of how to create outer security for yourself. You need to learn to build your own resilience, as it were. And it is that transformation that takes place in the process as well. Okay, guys, I really hope that was something that was interesting and newly found. If you're interested in actually understanding how this is actually working in your own chart and you're looking for an alignment reading, come over to my website right now, simonforster.com. Book a reading with myself. We can do it on Skype. I can send you an MP3. They're $70 at the moment for the MP3 ones. And check out my other services that I've got over there and take advantage of the work that I do, because this is a really sort of in-depth understanding of how astrology works and stuff. And yeah, if you've liked my content or you enjoyed the stuff that I've done, please hit the like and subscribe button, and share this information, this video, if you've enjoyed it. Cool. Thanks, guys. Have a fantastic evening, and until then, take care. Bye-bye.